Fumi Desalu-Vold is a 56-year-old YouTuber and she is winning on YouTube. If you watch Fumi, you know that you love her laughter, you love her wonderful personality. And today we're going to chat about how Fumi Desalu-Vold beat YouTube. Fumi started this YouTube channel over 10 years ago. She has over 1,800 videos and 842,000 subscribers. She was posting YouTube content for a long time, in fact 6 years, until she actually got a viral video. And her viral video was about bra hacks. If you go to her most popular videos, you'll see she's talking about bra hacks. And with Fumi, she is so consistent. When you go to her latest videos, you see that she basically creates content, almost every day, like 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 15 hours ago, 4 days ago. And she does so much storytelling in her videos. Her viewers are fondly referred to as Fumi Nation, and they actually say, Fumi, we just love your stories. They love the way she actually says out her stories. She has so much emotion, she's dramatic when she talks. And yes, she is an actor by profession. She actually was in Ugly Betty, and she was even in Jennifer Lopez's movie Monster-in-Law. She even said that, when she first started on YouTube, it wasn't easy for her to talk on camera, even though she was an actress. But through time, it became easier for her to become more confident on camera. That just shows when you're starting off on YouTube, you aren't going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Rather aim for progression instead of perfection. Now, in this video, you can see that she has done modeling, and she's even done modeling very recently. And it's amazing at 56 that she is modeling. And when I first saw Fumi on YouTube, I was like, who is this fabulous woman? I want to get to know her more. And, I'm a 42-year-old YouTuber. And I was feeling like I'm too old to be on YouTube. And when I saw Fumi, she's 56, I was like, wow, she's doing this. And she's in her 50s. I can do this. I'm in my 40s. I shouldn't put age as a limitation for myself. So if you are an older person in your 40s, in your 50s, 60s, 70s, etc., go ahead and start your YouTube channel. You don't know what opportunities can actually materialize from your YouTube channel. Look at Fumi, right? Her husband, Ola, told her that YouTube was going to be the new TV. And he said this years ago. He said, in the next 10 years, YouTube will be the new TV. And his vision really, really came to life. And Fumi didn't just start YouTube and then everything was perfect. No, she first started. And after 3 months, she stopped because YouTube said, you are using copyright music. So she stopped. But then she started again in 2014. And slowly, things started happening for her. Slowly, she started building subscribers, building a tribe, a community of people. And even now, she has live events where she meets her fans, where she meets her viewers. So she understands who her avatar is. Now, your avatar is what type of person is actually watching your content. And with Fumi's content, she talks about celebrities, she talks about fashion tips, but even when she talks about celebrities, she does so in a very kind, loving way, which is different from how other people talk about celebrities and celebrity news, etc. And her whole message and her whole aura is about positivity, is inspiring. It also resonates not just with her female viewers, but male viewers as well. And she also has a global audience. She's reaching people in America, people in the UK, people in Africa, etc. And that is what is so powerful, that you can be in your home and recording yourself, and you don't know who you're going to actually reach. You don't know who your message is going to resonate with. I am South African, and I was listening to her, and I was thinking, wow, look at this woman. She doesn't care about her age. She's just doing her own thing here on YouTube. She is excelling. She is experimenting with her YouTube channel. First she was doing makeup, and then she did fashion beliefs. Like, she will say what people are wearing at the Oscars, etc. And she started seeing what her audience actually likes. Fumi started her YouTube channel when she was 45 years old. And, she's a busy person. She's a mother, she's a wife, etc. So what you will see is that she actually does batch recording of her videos. She will record maybe 2 or sometimes even 3 videos and then publish them, stagger the publication of those videos, because she knows that time is important. So she'll dress up, get ready, and sometimes you'll see she'll publish a video and then the next day she'll have more content, etc. And it's because she knows that in order to actually be known to your audience, you have to show up for your audience. And that's why she also advocates that consistency is so important on YouTube. That is why when you are a YouTuber, you do have to be consistent, and you also have to improve every video that you upload. Learn what's resonating with your audience. So now you can see, like, 4 days ago, she posted a video. She has 47,000 views. And another video, she has 51,000 views, posted 7 days ago, etc. But if you look at her oldest videos, okay, she wasn't always getting this number of views. She was getting 3,000 views, 4,700. So you can see humble beginnings here on YouTube. So sometimes you may not understand, where is your YouTube journey going to lead to? What opportunities will I actually get from starting my YouTube channel? But through time, you will see what will unfold. And sometimes it can be so frustrating when you are at the small YouTuber phase, because you feel like you're putting in all this effort, but it's not leading to anything. It took for me 6 years for one of her videos to actually pop off and go viral. 6 years of creating content consistently. I mean, that is patience. She also has videos like how to speak eloquently and how she's lifting weights, etc. So, what she does so well is storytelling. So if you are not using storytelling in your YouTube videos, try to incorporate storytelling, because when you share stories, your viewer gets to know you better, and it feels more like a human to human kind of communication. There's no barrier. Now with Fumi, with her viewers, many people are even younger. She refers to them as her daughters. Many people are also her age or even older. And like I said, there are also men watching her. Like for me, as an older person, 42 years old, right? I was so stuck in the mentality of, okay, social media is great, but can it actually become a career? And I am now doing this as a full-time YouTuber. I understand that it is a long game, that I may not see the rewards instantly, but at some point, something has got to give. At some point, something will take off. As long as I keep improving, as long as I keep showing up. And I see that with so many other YouTubers. You may only see them when they have taken off, but you don't see the years behind it where they have put out content so often. They have put out the effort and had those days where they didn't understand where it was all leading to. And Fumi says, she sees YouTube as a full-time job. She sees it as a job because she's creating content very often. She puts in the time, she puts in the hours. So if you want YouTube to be a career, not just a hobby, right? That's a different story. A hobby you can publish whenever you want. But if you want it to be a career, you need to understand that YouTube is a job. It's a job because you have to plan, you have to have a content strategy, you have to have a content calendar. You have to be strategic about how you are moving with your YouTube channel. And that's not to say you have to have the strategy up front. Because when Fumi started her YouTube channel, she first started with makeup. And then she expanded and started talking about other things on her YouTube channel. For example, one of her viewers actually said, Fumi, how do you actually wear a bra properly so, it's not being shown? And that's how she started creating the series on bra hacks. Fumi's most popular video was 3 years ago, sitting at almost 3 million views. Next most popular is almost 2.6 million views. So sometimes it does take those viral videos for people to start watching more of your content. And the thing is, you don't know if a viral video is going to happen and when it will happen. Fumi doesn't only get money through AdSense. AdSense is the way that YouTube pays you once you are monetized, right? So she doesn't only get money through AdSense, she also has live events where she's there and you get to meet her. She has these events in New York, in London, etc. So she gets to really know who her audience is because they physically come and see her at these events. She's also done collabs with Juvia's Place. They do makeup. So she's also going to create her own product. And I think that's really, really helpful to understand that YouTube, we all are so geared about getting monetized, but there are also other avenues that you can actually start getting money from, other channels. So to not only see YouTube as getting money through AdSense. Also, she has tutorials for makeup for women in their 50s, 60s, etc. And that's the thing. There is a need for people who are in their 50s, 60s to be YouTubers. And if that's something you want to do, don't let your age stop you, because the audience exists. There are people in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are watching YouTube, who want to see people who look like them, who are in their age range, because we can relate to people who are in our age range. And don't feel like YouTube is only for people who are a certain age, because for a long time I thought, I can only see people who are in their 20s on YouTube. But once I started seeing people like Fumi, who's in her 50s, it really, really made me realize that we put these limitations on ourselves. When we can break those barriers, we should be visible on any platform. We shouldn't think that once you hit a certain age, you are now invisible. That's not true. She gets a lot of engagement from her viewers through the comment section. And that just says that people really, really resonate with her content because they take the time to actually comment on her videos. So her YouTube channel, she talks about various different things. She talks about fashion, she talks about makeup, she talks about celebrity news, etc. And her brand is really strong because with every video that she creates, that she's going to bring that energy, right? That positive energy. She is very, very easy to watch. In fact, when you're watching one of Fumi's videos, you'll get to the end and be like, oh, I watched the whole video, because she's so engaging in the way that she actually talks. And she's so engaging with the stories that she shares. She's very vibrant. She's energetic. And it doesn't mean to say that if you are a YouTuber, you have to be vibrant and energetic. But you also have to know what resonates with your audience. And you don't have to be fake, if you're not energetic and vibrant, there's also an audience for you. That's the beauty of YouTube. People like different things on YouTube. Fumi also has done lives on her YouTube channel. In fact, I think she started doing lives fairly recently. And she also has members only on her YouTube channel. And I think when you do lives like the way she does, it also makes your audience feel like you are right there in that moment. So again, that barrier has been removed because you feel like you are really, really getting to know the YouTuber really, really well. I think the key takeaways from Fumi's YouTube channel is that in order for her to have reached 842,000 subscribers, right? She has put in that effort with 1,800 videos. She has been incredibly consistent for over 10 years. So when we see YouTubers like Fumi, it's not something that has happened overnight. It took basically over a decade. And that's something we have to understand as small YouTubers. Are we in it for the long game? YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint, and we hear that so often. But here's the proof in the pudding, right? Here we see a woman, a fantastic woman, who has put in the effort for over 10 years. And she is doing things, defying the age limitations on runways at 56 years old. Incredible. She is telling us, empower yourself. Empower yourself to do the things that you want to do. What I see from her YouTube channel, the big takeaways are this. Be really consistent, right? But improve every video that you upload. Be yourself in your videos. Be your authentic self. Like when you hear Fumi's laugh, you know that's her laugh. Build your tribe. She has Fumi Nation, people who will watch her, who will go and see her live events. She has that loyalty because she has shown up for her audience time and time again. She uses trending videos, trending topic ideas. If something is trending, you know she's going to talk about it, especially when it comes to celebrity news. So you know that that's your go-to if you want to hear what's happening with celebrities, because Fumi is going to cover it. You know that she's going to dress fabulously because that's also part of her brand. You know, she shows up and she looks fantastic. It won't be a surprise when Fumi hits 1 million subscribers, because she has put in the necessary work to reach that milestone. And, you know, on this channel, she has published 1,800 videos, right? But she created far more than that. I think she's created like over 2,000 videos. But some videos didn't have audio. Some of the videos, things went wrong, so she couldn't publish those videos. So when you look at your channel, how many videos have you created? And I'm not saying compare, but I'm saying sometimes we want to give up too soon. Sometimes we haven't put in the necessary work in order to see the result. And I think just looking at her YouTube channel and looking at it objectively, you can see that because she was so consistent and because she improved the way she spoke on camera, the way her videos were put together, eventually she started seeing success. And this is now over 1,800 videos being published. So that's a long game. That's a long game with YouTube, right? And it just puts things in perspective that growth is sometimes or very often not immediate here on YouTube. And that's why it can be a very frustrating platform, because we want to see results soon. But sometimes you see it much, much later. And she will reach her 1 million subscribers. Fumi will definitely reach that. And her channel will continue to grow. But what we can take from this is that we have to be patient and we have to put in the effort and we have to be consistent and improve every video that we upload. And it can be boring advice, but you can see that she has done that and it has worked. My YouTube channel is all about YouTube growth, successes, failures. I'm a small YouTuber, so if you like content about YouTube, how to start a YouTube channel, etc., do subscribe for more content. And also comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always interesting to know who's watching, and have a beautiful week.